Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign and today we're going to go over the ultimate guide for the Sculptor class. We're going to go over your options, what gear you should look out for, skill choices, what skills you should look out for and what skills you need to actually level first, and what stat points you should go into as quickly as possible, your priority stat points. Remember to like and sub for all of your Moonlight Sculptor content and other content for mobile gaming. I do play other games as well if that's what interests you. And let's get straight into the guide itself. So for the abilities and you're leveling your stats, you don't know what to have. When you start off as the original jobless class, it tells you to go strength, it tells you to go agility, it tells you to go con. When you're starting to level, just level agility straight away so you don't have to respec those points later on. You're going to want to have mostly agility and constitution, a little bit of constitution. You don't have to, you can go full offense. So you can have your full agility on there, not an issue. You won't have a problem with doing that. I currently have 132 points into agility and 38 points into constitution. My intelligence, strength, wisdom, and charisma have 0 points in it. It's a waste of time. Just go massively into agility and go a couple of points into constitution if you would think you need a little bit more HP. Now, when it comes to gear, there's certain stats you need to look out for. On your weapon, you're going to want to have attack speed, you're going to want to have crit damage, you're going to want to have physical attack percentages. These are massive. I need to change out the piercing power percentage. I don't really need that. I'd rather have a physical attack amount on there or something along those lines, which will coincide with a physical attack. So the more physical attack you have, and then you have the percentage, will actually give you a higher rate of physical attack. Now, there's two really important pieces of gear when you are grinding and you're leveling when you start out. It's going to be important all the way through the game because it is massive. You're looking for two things. So on your gloves, you're looking for MP drain. And on your earrings, you are looking for HP drain. Now, I got quite unlucky with the roll on the HP drain. I only got 200 on there. But I got the max MP drain on the actual gloves themselves. Now, all these items did come off of the store with the starter packs. I did put a little bit of money into the game because I am really enjoying it. And this came from an event box as well. All of my gear at the moment hasn't been upgraded to the point where I need it to be. I need to do a lot of more option transferring. So I've got things like magical defense and piercing power on here that could be changed for something more important, which we will go through in the options in just a momento. While we're in here, you want to be sticking your intermediate haste elixirs and you want to be sticking your intermediate swiftness elixirs, which give you movement speed and attack speed by 20% for 10 minutes. You want to do this while you're out there grinding. Just stick them on your bar and they'll automatically get used every 10 minutes while you have the auto button on. Otherwise, you just have to do it manually. With this actual build at the moment, you do not need to use any health potions. You're pretty much invincible unless you're going up against some of the harder content like your raids where you get one shot, which you should have a couple of potions in there just to alleviate some of the larger amounts of damage that is coming into you. So let's have a look what options you should look out for. On your weapons, I've got a pretty good one here. So you've got attack speed, crit damage, and physical attack percentage. That piercing power could be changed out for physical attack. It could be changed out for crit rate, which is another big one. That is another big one that you need to sort of try and get on that piece because you are fast, you are hard hitting, and you rely on a lot of crit damage when you're doing your damage. Agility would be another secondary one if you get lucky and get 3 other ones that you want. Agility is another good one to have in there. Damage increase is another good one to have in there. Don't worry about the elemental attacks at the moment. They're just kind of pointless right now. And on the armor pieces, there's only, as I was saying earlier, you can only get MP drain on the gloves. You can only get HP drain on the earrings. Other option transmutations you're going to be looking out for: your physical attack, your physical accuracy, physical evade, max HP, crit damage, attack speed. These are the ones you're going to be looking out for, your agility, damage increases. And it's pretty much the same for nearly all of your pieces, except for like your earrings and your rings. You're going to be looking for physical accuracy. You're going to be looking for, obviously, the HP drain. I'm going to try and re-roll that again later on in the future to try and get that as a higher HP drain. MP cost -6, -8 to -8% is a really big one as well. That's quite good, especially if you're playing actual mage. But it does help with us as well with the abilities that we use. But that 50 MP drain we have here keeps you topped up indefinitely. We don't use that much MP. Again, it's going to be damage increases you're looking for. You can get by with some physical defense, etc. But those are the options that you're going to be looking for when you are actually transmuting your gear. I've been really unlucky with the actual upgrading of the gear. So like enchanting stuff, I've been super unlucky and it's just been staying at +7s. Every time I get a load of protectants, it's just not leveling it up. I need to get these higher to be able to do more damage, to take more damage. especially now I'm getting into some of the harder zones. So the skills you need to look out for, the skills you need to get and level up first is going to be your Strike 2. This is your hardest hitting single target. You're going to want to be leveling up your Phantom Blade 2, your Moonbeam Outpour, massive damage on AoE levels. So if you get caught in a bundle of mobs, this will do a massive amount of damage to your enemies, stupid amounts. But it will also decrease your attack speed by 20%. Your Strike 2 actually has an 18% chance to increase your physical crit rate by 9% for 7 seconds. This is really, really good for your build. You're fast hitting, you're critting hard, and you want to have your crit percentage up as much as possible. I'm currently using a Flash Sword and also the Striding Strike. It gives them movement speed decrease 50% and attack speed decrease. This helps to alleviate some of the damage you'll be taking from some faster, like your thieves that are throwing up poison hits every time they hit you, and they hit you fast. Your Phantom Blade sticks on a bleed, so the bosses that you're actually attacking can take a little bit more damage. In PvP, I would be swapping these out for the Thunderbolt, which gives you your stun and crit rate 10% on your magic damage attacks. Another good one to level up is your Sculpture Demolition Wolf 2. This gives you physical crit rate of 4.6% for 360 seconds. That's for you and everyone in your party. Again, crit rate is really important for this class. The amount of damage that you do, I'm hitting for 15k crits at the moment, and I haven't even fully min-maxed my character. So in the continuous skills, the ones you want to level up first are Leather Armor. This gives you attack, it gives you your max carry rate, defense, and ignore flinch rate. Level this up as high as you can. Dagger Specialist, you want to level up as quickly as you can with your physical attack per 10 agility being risen, your crit rate by 3%. Your magic attack doesn't really matter. Well, the build that I'm using doesn't use any magic currently unless I'm in PvP, but that does help in PvP. Now this is your most important one. Level this up as quickly as possible, as high as possible. You'll get 1.2 per 1 agility on your attack and 2.52 per 1 con in your defense. This adds massive amounts of damage, and there's the reason why we are stacking agility is mainly for this continuous skill. Now you do have Enchant Vitality and Mental Training. This gives you HP and MP max amounts. These are good, especially when you're going up against an archer that can pretty much 3-shot you with 2 stuns and a 1-shot. So having that little bit of extra HP can alleviate while you make up the distance and get through and attack them. Because once you do get through to the archer and their stuns are no longer there, etc., you can actually 2-shot those guys, 1-shot them if you get a nice crit off in the first hit. It's just getting in range and not getting stunned and knocked back that's the issue, which is why you would use the Steadfast Will. Now it's got a massive cooldown, so you can only use it 1 time per PvP match, and you can only use it 1 time out in the field per 40 minutes. It's an insanely long cooldown, but if this was any quicker and you could use it more often, it'd actually be ridiculous. So on the skill bar at the bottom, I have it in a certain order. So my first hit is going to be decreasing their movement speed and attack speed. Then my second hit is going to be my big hitting single target attack. Then I actually hit with the Phantom Blade 2 for the bleed. And then I hit with the Flash Sword that I do need to level up still, which gives me crit hit resistance by 5.4%. And it does 224 physical attack as an area attack. And the last on the slot is the actual Moonbeam Outpour. Now the attack speed percentage decrease on there is offset by the potion that you use. So for those 5 seconds, you don't have to worry about it. You'll just be back to normal attack speed, so you won't have a lower attack speed, which is why I use that potion. On the second bar, I do have the buff in there, so every 360 seconds, I will actually just go over to the other bar and activate that and go back into here again and start continuously attacking with the auto that we have on there. Now, the reason why we're sitting at the Sculptor Skill Master is you need to be able to gift this guy heroic loot and rare loot. So when you actually get this guy up to a certain level, you'll be able to buy these items off of him. And these are like upgraded skill books and blah, blah, blah. These are very important to be able to get. So do get them as quickly as possible. Don't sell the stuff. Don't break down the stuff. Just get this guy up to revered as soon as possible. You will get a massive boost in power doing it that way. And that's all we have for today's guide. This is the Sculptor class. I hope you found it useful. There will be gold making guides. I will be doing item acquisition guides. I will be doing archer guide with the 3-shot combo. So make sure to look out for that. I've been leveling that archer up for PvP. The Sculptor is a very interesting class. I'm enjoying it quite a lot. The fast attacks, the attack speeds, etc. is really nice with the massive crit damage. It's nice to see those big numbers on the screen. Remember to like and sub if you haven't already for all of your Moonlight Sculptor content that will be coming out regularly. And other mobile games if that interests you. I do reviews on other games and guides on other games as well. Fly safe, and avoid local chat scams.
I want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to continue doing what I'm doing. If you'd like to find out how to become a patron and how to get early access to my content, please look down in the description. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.